All right, eighth graders, I'm like really excited to actually have you help me with this today because I don't really know how tall my house is. That's not like something that people generally just know because there's not like a real good reason why you would need to know the height of your house. But now I'm kind of curious. So we're going to use the Pythagorean theorem. And as you can see, I've got my ladder set up and I have to assume that my house is vertical. And so I have to assume it's making a right angle with the patio there. So I'm going to scurry up this ladder here and mark exactly where it's hitting the gutter so that then we can see when we pull the ladder down how long that ladder is. Because turns out I have to clean out these gutters like every fall, and I want to know exactly how tall they are off the ground so that I can brag to people that that's what I do every fall. So let's get some measuring done. Okay, so I think my tape measure is as straight as it's gonna get. And you can see here, here's 13 feet. So I'm at 12 feet, 10 inches. And I'm kind of measuring, you can see from the middle of the tape, because I figure that that's gonna give us the most accurate estimate. So 12 feet, 10 inches. Okay, so we already put the ladder away, which isn't great because I only measured one side of my triangle, and I probably need two in order to use the Pythagorean theorem. But luckily, I had taken a picture before, and so I knew exactly where the little feet of the ladder were hitting on the patio. And since the patio has so many lines on it, I can figure out where it was. Okay. The next thing that I had to figure out, though, is check it out. There's an overhang on my house, which means I can't just measure from the base of my house out to where the ladder was. So I'm kind of using like a line of sight, and I'm estimating how far out I have to measure from. So let's go take a look at my estimate. So I'm kind of assuming that the gutter is coming out to like basically this first patio block here. So I put the end of my tape measure here, and I know from looking at my video that it was sitting right there. Okay, so you can see here's 4 feet. It's just under 5 feet. I'm gonna call this 4 feet and 9 inches. All right. So the last piece to this is we do need to deal with the fact that in America, we're using the standard system, which is not as good as the metric system because I cannot say that the length of that ladder was 12.10 feet. Right? Because there's not 10 inches in a foot. So we have to convert these little end parts into decimals. Otherwise, our calculations are going to be kind of off. So we're basically setting up a really simple proportion, right? We know that 12 inches go into every single foot. And I want to know if we have 10 inches, how many feet would that be? So this is a throwback to the good old days of pre-algebra. I want to be using a scale factor going this way. So I'm going to divide backwards, 10 divided by 12, which must be 0.833. One times 0.833 means that we must have 0.83 of a feet. So using the 12 feet as my beginning number, that distance, the ladder length, was going to be 12.83 feet. Doing the same thing with that 4 foot 9 inches thing, right? 12 inches goes into 1 foot. And I want to know 9 inches is going to be how many feet? It'd be great if I could multiply here to here to get a scale factor. So I'm going to divide backwards. 9 divided by 12. Ugh, and this is a beautiful scale factor, 0.75. So let's see, 1 times 0.75 means I have 0.75 of a foot. So using that 4 feet, oops, excuse me, using the 4 feet, and then 0.75. So we've got our 2 measurements. That's the length of our ladder. That's how far it is from the base of the house. Once we know 2 sides of a right triangle, we absolutely can find the third.